None of that shit. Like for real. I just started paying taxes like maybe like a year ago, 2 years ago, for real. So yeah.
No way, I got you.
Hey, IRS gonna get my ass.
She work for
Hey, you never told me that. Hey, interview over.
I just got cut by Matt, feeling fresh, finna knock a nigga, bitch, I got aim. I don't think I need a switch, he get cut from the team. If he ever thinking about turn a snitch, we'll never fall.
Hey, what's happening? It's your boy CUTZBYMATT. I'm with Life in Layers. What's happening? I grew up in Vallejo, California. My mom and dad, they're from Oakland. We were kind of like moving around from Oakland, San Pablo, Hercules, you know, stuff like that. Honestly, just to like get into detail kind of, I feel like when I became a barber, it was out the blue, right? So I didn't feel like there was any type of like, I don't feel like there was any early indications that there was gonna be like me being a barber. My whole life, bro, like when you Filipino, like you feel me, like 9 times out of 10, man, your parents want you to do some medical shit, like medical field, you know. If not medical field, military. So it's either or. So it's either you get military or medical. But hell no, I'm not doing none of that shit. I wasn't really too good at school for real. Like it was hard for me to listen. So for me to be a freaking like in the military or even in the medical field, it just wasn't gonna happen. So it's like, okay, well, what occupation can I do? You know? And when I was in middle school, I went to Hogan Middle in Vallejo. At this time, bro, I think it may be just cause like it was the trend or whatever, but people would make fun of people's like hairlines and shit, hairlines, haircuts, etc. Like it didn't matter, right? Anything regarding your hair. And people will go to you and be like, yo, bro, your shit fucked up. Like, your shit cooked, right? So in my eyes, in my head, I'm like, okay, I need to avoid this shit. Like, there's something that I have to do because my mom and dad would take me to the Vietnamese ladies at the Seafood City, be like, oh yeah, give me a little military cut, a little two on top, you know, no blend, no fade, no line, just military cut. But I already knew I was like kind of like smart enough to know that like that wasn't the shit, that wasn't the trend, you know. So me and my boy, we started searching for like barber shops, and then we found one. It's called Headliners in Vallejo, Springs Road. We saved up like probably like $14, $15. This is like 2013, bro. Haircuts was cheap. And then shout out Barber Mike, man. I don't think he remember me, bro, but you was like my first like real like barber. He black, light skin, bro. You know. So I didn't know if he was gonna get me right, but I had a feeling that it was gonna be good. Like I just had that vibe, you know. I went up in there. It wasn't no damn Vietnamese lady or nothing. It was real brothers in there, you know. They chopping it up, politicking. I'm all like, hey, I need a haircut, bro. Like, you know, I found this picture online. Maybe this could be a good resource or like a good little example of what I want. He gave me like the crispiest line. At that time, I'm like, bro, this is the crispiest chef I've seen in my fucking life. Like, god damn, this motherfucker, like 80 degrees, 180 degrees, all kinds of shit, perpendicular. So I was just like, okay, now I know what the hype is about. I understand what people are trying to tell me now about the haircuts. I never got fooled about my shit. It was clean, but I think in that very moment, just to bring up that story, that's what caught my interest. I was like, damn, like what the fuck? Like you could do this type of shit? Like this is crazy. Like I don't know, but I think after that, I gained the interest, and then in high school, I went full throttle because I started cutting my own hair because I couldn't always like afford the $20, $14 haircuts. Like it was bad back then, you know. I ain't had no job. I was at the schoolhouse. My partners were asking me like, bro, like your cut's always clean. Like you know, you got a sharp line and all that. I'm like, hey, I'm pretty sure I could do the same shit on you. Like, I'm pretty sure I got my dad's clippers and shit. It ain't sharp though. This is the Wall Ross clippers. But fuck it, we gonna see what I can do with this shit. Bro, I was pushing all my brother's hairlines back. I'm talking about gone. I'm like, but guess what though? I feel like I had like an idea of what I thought was a clean lineup, clean haircut. Even if it wasn't a haircut, just a lineup, right? It's 2014, bro. No one knows about what's clean or sharp. Boy, my partner was like, damn, man, you done barred me up and hella shit. I'm like, hey, this is just what I do. Then that's when I started like really doing my research. Started like understanding what it was to like really get a good cut. What do you have to do? What clippers do I have to buy? You know? So I say high school, bro. High school for sure. I gained the interest. Okay, I say Barber Mike is what set the fire, right? I'm gonna go in order, right? So after Mike, I found out about this spot called IV Barber Lounge in Vallejo, right there on Sonoma Boulevard, right? They don't. I don't think they exist no more, but at the time they was booming. Every Filipino like that really had fresh cut. You ain't gotta be Filipino. Anybody in general, like. They had fresh line, fresh cut. I'm like, bro, like, where'd you go? They talking about some, IV Barber Lounge. I'm like, all right, well, I guess I gotta go. And then I booked my appointment with AJ. So shout out AJ. I was probably like 14, bro. And this is when I was rocking like some like high top shit. I had a little cool little Fresh Prince type shit, Bel Air. You feel me? Like I had a little mid ball fade with the hooks. He was the first one. I feel like that gave me like a real blend. Like to the barbers out there, like what I mean by that, like you can really see a true transition from skin to top, you know? He was the first one to do that. And then so that's where he kind of like gave me like more of a perception like, no, like what I'm getting, like as I keep getting different haircuts from different people, I'm seeing like the differences in like quality for real. So AJ was like the first brother, like kind of gave me a perception of like real good detail cuts. And then after that, my boy Arlen, shout out Arlen, he's in like the Fairfield Vacaville area. He worked with 360 Jeezy, and I felt like at the time I didn't have the money to go to. I felt like people with a higher value, like 360 Jeezy, like those higher end barbers, like. They had, I always felt like they charge more. So I'm like, I can't afford that shit. But who can I go to, like, that makes sense, like, financially? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I seen Arlen. I'm like, okay, he's kind of charging the same amount as AJ a little bit. Maybe I could go to him. It'll make sense. I went to Arlen maybe when I started going, when I was like 16, 17. I found him on Instagram too. And he looked kind of like me. So I was all like, okay, I feel like he's a barber and he looks just like me. I think he knows what I would want, you know, like when you go to different barbers, you're kind of like just figuring out the perception of quality, you know. So in each of these guys that I'm naming, like they gave me some form of like inspiration, like because it was just like the way they cut. Like AJ cut was very good at like Filipino haircuts and stuff. Like he knew how to make them look good. Arlen was very good at fading and stuff, so you know they both inspired me to kind of just have like a different outlook on how I see haircuts and shit. So Mike, AJ, Arlen, I have to put my boy Jordan in there. So my boy Jordan, we're the same age, and he was getting into haircuts as well. Like he was a barber as well at the schoolhouse. So like, if you at the schoolhouse and you want to cut, like you would probably ask him first before me. You'd ask him. You know what I'm saying? So like. He had a vision too to be on this barber shit. You know, he had different people that he got his information from, and yeah, I can say he inspired me too for sure. Like, just the fact that he's around my age, and he was able to cut way better than me. I'm all like, bro, like you nice. Like, how can I do the same shit? You know? So I say Jordan. YouTube wise, I say Vic the barber. Like, if you're a barber, this guy he was like a dancer or some shit. But he was a barber as well, though. You know what I'm saying? But his cuts was fire as fuck. Like, he cut any type of fucking hair. Like, it don't matter. Like, coarse, straight, 4C, fucking albino hair. He make that motherfucker look nice. Like, he was just that guy. I don't know if he's from Cali. I think he's from Cali, but he was nice too. But all these guys I get inspired from just from the fact I was able to see it. Like, if I could visualize and see how good you are, then more than likely, bro, that's inspirational for real. First time cutting hair for real. It was my friend at the time. We used to always hang out. His older brother had like a pair of clippers, Oster Fast Feeds. And then I was just like, bro, like, I seen this on YouTube. Like, is there any way that, you know, maybe you could like watch me cut hair? Like, mind you, I've never really did this shit by myself at the time. So I'm all like, is there any way maybe you could just shadow me, bro? Because if I fuck up, you there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good regardless. Like, even if I fuck up, you there to help me. He's like, it's good. And then I just like, I think I'm pretty good with having a photogenic memory for real. Like, I would watch constant videos, even before this moment. Like, I would watch constant videos, and then I would see the step process, and then I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna just fucking copy every single thing bro did on the YouTube and just do it on bro. And that's what I did. If anything, I just asked the owner of the bro who gave me the clippers. I just asked him, like, you know, like, do these guards fit on this, or etc. And then he'll be like, yeah, no, you good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're doing everything pretty much good. And then honestly, the feeling of just cutting someone for the first time is just the fact that, like, just don't fuck them up. Like, even if it's not the best, just don't fuck them up, because they're gonna walk at the schoolhouse, you know, especially if they're the same age as you, bro. They're gonna go to the schoolhouse, and then someone's gonna ask you, like, bro, who fucked your shit up? Or like, who cut your hair, boy? And they're gonna be like, oh, that boy Matt, you know? And I didn't want to hear that shit. Like, don't nobody want to hear that shit. So I tried my best. And he liked it. It was simple, bro. It was like a mid-ball fade. Most people do tapers for their first haircut. I said, fuck that shit. I'm doing the fade. Like, let's see if I could just knock this out real quick. And he liked it. I was happy about it. You know, I kept taking like 1,000 pictures of bro after the haircut was done. And as long as he was happy, then shit, I was happy. And like I said, that just kept going on to the interest of being a barber for real. What I remember most is just taking that risk, bruh, for real. Like I said, man, at that time in my life, 14, 15, like, people will roast the fuck out of you. They don't give a fuck. Like, boy, you fucked some shit up, you gonna remember that shit, because they'll never stop telling you that you fucked up. So I just had this motivation to not fuck up. Like, I'm not gonna fuck this shit up, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck what's gonna happen right now. Like, I'm gonna do everything in my power to make this shit look nice, you know? And yeah. That's the one thing I remember is don't fuck up, man. Well, I started to really take this shit serious my junior year, right? So I had gotten into some shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get into detail, but I would just say that me and my partner did some hood rat shit, right? And that affected my safety, like, just as a person, you feel me? Like, if you know the story, you know the story. But we did some maniac shit, and when I was 15, 14, when I was still developing my interest as a barber, I was cutting anybody, bro. So a lot of people knew where I lived. So that shit just kind of made me feel like, god damn, like, I just did this dumbass shit. People are probably looking for me now. I just put me and my family at risk over some dumb shit, right? So at that time, I kind of had to lay low. Kind of just had to just, like, calm the fuck down, stop doing dumbass shit. And then I eventually got back into cutting hair. But at this time, I'm like, okay, no more bullshit. Like, I'm full throttle on this barber shit. Like, this is gonna be like my career. I hope so, right? I started in the garage. I was trying, like, bro, like $8, $10 a cut. This is prime time for haircuts, boy. $10 cut for it. On some, but like, some fresh shit though. Like I said, man, like, I have a very good photogenic memory. Like, I watched a lot of YouTube videos and stuff, so I was able to really practice. I would cut people in the neighborhood. I would cut people from different schools and shit. Like anybody that knew about me, that I cut hair for a good price, then they came to me. So at the end of my high school career, I would say I really just had full passion for this shit for real, and it got to a point where, like, I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like, I ended up not finishing high school for real. I'm a high school dropout. Like, a lot of shit just didn't work out for me. So, high school wise, so I just put all my cards on the table, man. I just said, fuck it. Like, hopefully this barber shit could give me a life. To answer your question, what was like the biggest struggle? I feel like was just, I would say, not disappointing my parents. That's the answer. Not disappointing my parents. That's the best thing I could say. Because, like I said earlier, like, your parents are gonna, especially my parents, they're gonna tell me, like, either you join military or you do some medical shit, for real. Because that's the best high paying, occupation you could think of, with the benefits and shit. When I told them I was gonna be a barber, them and my family, I ain't gonna lie, they was like, I don't know, like, barber, like, the fuck is that? Like, how the fuck you gonna make any money off that shit? Like, the fuck, like, you're charging $10 a cut, so what, you're gonna just cut a bunch of haircuts all day and do a bunch of haircuts all day and then hopefully you can make a living? Like, at that time, man, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, hell no, like, I'm gonna cut hair because I love this shit, for real. Like, I really have, like, a true love for this shit. So the biggest, like, I guess, like, challenge throughout that, it was just not disappointing my parents, like, proving them, like, bro, I bet I can make some shit happen with this shit. Like, just watch. Like, I have a real vision for this shit. You just have to believe it. But, they was giving me shit for it, especially my mom, Mom, my twin, for real. So she was giving me shit for that, But it was like hard love, though. It wasn't like no hating type shit. She was just like, what I'm saying? Like, just the way you're heading, Matt, like, you doing all this other shit, this extra shit, and then on top of that, you dropped out of high school, you got no high school diploma. Like, how the fuck you gonna do anything? And I'm all like, hey, like, God got me, man. We're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna just have to just go full throttle for real. And then, shit, like, right after I dropped out of high school, I was able to get my apprenticeship license in Concord, and then shout out my boy Dips, man. Oh yeah, that goes back to the other question. Like, Dips was probably the number one influence in my whole barber career. No cap. Like, shout out Dips, bro, because he's the owner of Exclusive Cut Barbershop. He put me in. He put me in that motherfucker. He was like, he DM'd me one time. I was just like posting a bunch of haircuts, man, taking this shit serious for real. And Dip seen that I was applying a lot of pressure, and then Arlen, they went to barber school together. Arlen DM Dips is like, hey, I got a young guy, like, he's hungry, he needs a shop to work at, like, what can we do? Dips was like, all right, I'm gonna text him myself. He DM'd me. He was like, hey, like, if you get your apprenticeship license, you come fuck with us, bro. While you work on your license, for real, So I was a bit kind of like overwhelmed, kind of like, I don't know how to feel. I've been working by myself for like over like a year or two. So to work at a barbershop's kind of like, now I got to work around people. People going to start judging my work. People going to start asking questions. I wasn't feeling it. But shit, when I got into that shop, he made me feel at home. He made me feel comfortable, etc. Like, bro, one of the realest motherfuckers I ever met in my fucking life, bro. Like, no cap. Like, he trajected my barber career on a different level, for real. Cause everything he did, bro, I copied, bro. I ain't gonna lie, like for real. Like, anything, he was like, hey, like, start using the fast feeds, it's clean. Get the camera, Matt. You feel me? Like, he put me on everything. Like, he's the reason why I fuck with bait. Like, he was like, bro, he was baked out every single day, bro. A barber baked the fuck out. Like, 2018, god damn, boy. Like, where you get all this cheese from, bro? And he was just like, bro, I work hard, bro. For real. So he was probably the number one influence for sure. Shout out my boy Dis, man, Late Mo, for real. But yeah, this is after 2018 when I dropped out of high school. He gave me the opportunity, and then after that, I said, fuck all this shit, man. I'm about to lock in, about to go fucking crazy, And yeah. Success to me is being your own person, for real. business wise, individually. Like, if I'm able to wake up and decide my day, I fucking won. No cap. You can't tell me shit, for real. Like, I'm gonna dictate how I'm gonna go about my day. Whether it's cutting fucking like 20 people in one day, or cutting 3 heads and then going out to eat with my family or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I have 2. First one being 2022. It was the Golden State Warriors final. It was Warriors versus Celtics. And then it was like game 5, I think. And it was a home game. Them tickets was expensive as fuck. There was like 4 bands up. It's finals, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hella expensive. Me and my boy Eric, Double E Cuts, he was like, bro, we should go to a Warriors game or whatever. Like, that shit looks lit for real. And then I was just like, you know what? That do sound lit, but I ain't got the cheeks for that right now. I was like, how about I just cut you in that motherfucker for real and just get some content. He was like, how we gonna get in though? I was like, bro, I swear to God, there'd be like a little watch party out there at the J Center. And then I was all like, okay, fuck it. Like, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna bring the Clippers. You pull up with me. I got my cameraman. Let's just try to make some shit happen in there for real. Like, whatever it takes, let's just make something happen. So we got there, and then shit, I just went in the middle of the crowd. There was like a whole fucking watch party, like hella people. It was turn as fuck. It was hella lit. And then bro, I just cut my guy in front of everyone, probably like 300, 400 people. And then I was just enjoying the vibe of it. Like, people were just asking me about, you know, where I cut, who I cut, type shit, blah, blah, blah. People were just loving it for real. It was just a good moment, because after that shit happened, we won. So I was happy as fuck. I was like, it would suck for me to do all this content and these motherfuckers lose for real. But it was a great game, and honestly, I just love the vibes. I just enjoyed being out there. And then when I posted it, everybody was fucking with me. Like, shit, this is when Pilo was fucking with me. Like, Pilo found me through this video. So it was just an awesome moment for real, just to be out there in the Bay, showing love, doing my thing. You know, people just fucking with it. So that's probably one of the best moments. And then probably my grandma seeing me thrive with this barber shit for real. Like, me coming home, just talking to her about it when she was still alive and stuff. I was able to buy her like some Gucci slides before she went back to the PI, Philippines. That was a pretty good moment in my life, because she was like one of the only ones that kind of like supported me like unconditionally, without trying to like bash on me about anything financial or anything, you know. Like, she just loved the fact that I did what I do, and I was happy with it. So that's probably one of my most favorite moments, just knowing she always fucked with me, and I was able to just, you know, show her some love and gratitude back. That's all.
That's real.
I feel like if your barber is giving you enough, I mean, not enough. I feel like if your barber, if you have a good barber and he's taking the time on you and really giving you what you desire, what you want, hey, some people like they just think like you go into a shop and you gonna get that fresh haircut that you see on Instagram. No, it's like you pay and you book an appointment with a barber based off the quality of work that they provide. So I just feel like if you can provide great work, that should always be appreciated. And then also from a client's perspective, like, you know, we appreciate you guys too though. Like, you know, you guys go out your way to come book with us. You guys spend hard-earned money with us, so that's definitely appreciated too. I think that's really what should be most appreciated, is you guys, because without clientele, without people supporting us, like, we wouldn't be where we are